Every experienced gardener knows that moment when you dig into your soil and discover it teeming with fat, healthy earthworms. It's like striking gold beneath your feet. But what if I told you there's a simple two-step formula that can turn even the most lifeless dirt into a worm magnet within weeks? Today, we're revealing the exact methods that will have earthworms racing to your garden beds faster than you ever thought possible. These incredible creatures aren't just crawling around for fun. Earthworms are nature's most efficient soil engineers, working 24/7 to transform your garden from the ground up. As they tunnel through the earth, they create natural irrigation channels that dramatically improve drainage and air circulation. Their castings contain 5 to 10 times more nutrients than regular soil, packed with enzymes and beneficial microbes that supercharge plant growth in ways synthetic fertilizers simply cannot match. When earthworms thrive in your garden, everything changes. Your soil becomes loose and workable, your plants develop stronger root systems, and your harvests become more abundant. The secret lies in understanding exactly what these underground heroes need to make your garden their permanent home. Think of earthworms as nature's ultimate recyclers. They have an insatiable appetite for decomposing organic matter, and the more variety you offer, the more they'll multiply in your soil. This isn't about throwing random scraps around your garden, it's about creating a strategic feeding system that keeps worms coming back for more. The foundation of any worm-friendly garden starts with mulching. Layer shredded leaves, grass clippings, and plant trimmings directly over your soil surface. As this organic blanket slowly decomposes, earthworms emerge at night to feast, dragging pieces down into their burrows where the real magic happens. This constant feeding creates rich, humus-like soil that stays naturally moist and alive. Well-aged compost acts like a 5-star restaurant for earthworms. Spread a generous layer across your garden beds, and you'll notice increased worm activity within days. For even better results, incorporate partially decomposed materials that still have various textures and nutrient profiles. Worms love diversity in their diet, just like we do. Here's a game-changing technique many gardeners overlook: trench composting. Dig shallow trenches directly in your growing areas and fill them with fruit peels, vegetable scraps, and coffee grounds. Cover everything back up with soil, and within a week, earthworms will discover this buried treasure and establish colonies right where your plants need them most. Remember to stick with plant-based materials when feeding your soil directly. Meat, dairy, and oily scraps can attract unwanted pests before worms get their chance to work their magic. Organic matter might be the bait, but proper moisture levels provide the living conditions earthworms absolutely require. These creatures breathe through their skin, which must remain constantly moist for oxygen exchange. Too dry and they'll flee to more hospitable soil. Too wet and they'll suffocate. The goal is achieving that perfect wrung-out sponge consistency, damp enough to support worm life but never waterlogged. This is where your mulching strategy pays double dividends. That protective organic layer doesn't just feed worms, it acts as a natural moisture regulator, preventing rapid evaporation while maintaining consistent soil hydration. During dry periods, focus on deep watering rather than frequent light sprinklings. Deep irrigation encourages moisture to penetrate down where earthworms live and feed, while shallow watering often evaporates before reaching them. Water thoroughly once or twice per week rather than daily light watering. Consider installing drip irrigation or soaker hoses for consistent, even moisture distribution. These systems deliver water directly to the root zone without compacting the soil surface, creating ideal conditions for both plants and earthworms to flourish together. Never allow your garden beds to sit bare under harsh sun. Exposed soil drives worms deep underground where they become less beneficial to your plants. Maintain that protective mulch blanket year-round to keep worms active in the upper soil layers where they provide maximum benefit. When you combine abundant organic matter with consistent moisture, something remarkable happens. Your garden transforms into what I call a worm utopia, a self-sustaining ecosystem that improves continuously over time. Within weeks of implementing these strategies, you'll notice dramatic changes. The soil becomes darker, looser, and easier to work. Natural tunnels appear throughout the bed, providing perfect aeration without any mechanical intervention. Plants respond with deeper green foliage and accelerated growth rates. This transformation isn't temporary. Once established, earthworm populations create an ongoing cycle of soil improvement that builds year after year. The worms process organic matter, deposit nutrient-rich castings, and create the perfect environment for beneficial microorganisms to thrive. Start implementing these strategies immediately for best results. Begin with a thick layer of organic mulch across all your garden beds. Add compost regularly and, experiment with trench composting in areas where you want to boost worm populations quickly. Establish consistent watering practices that maintain steady soil moisture without creating waterlogged conditions. Monitor your soil regularly. It should feel pleasantly damp several inches down. Most importantly, be patient and consistent. Building thriving earthworm populations takes time, but, the results really do speak for themselves. Once you experience the incredible difference that healthy worm populations make in your garden, you'll never want to garden any other way. Ready to transform your soil into living gold? Start with these two simple strategies, and honestly, just watch as your garden becomes the thriving ecosystem it was meant to be. Don't forget to subscribe to Crop Corner for more game-changing gardening secrets, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to unlock the power of earthworms in their own growing spaces.